Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our, as I move around, try to get in this picture here. What am I doing wrong here, camera? Come on. So, welcome to the live stream. We are going to tackle the SSF kit for the AtGames Legends 4K. Just straight up, I bought this myself, like all these AtGames stuff. I am not affiliated with AtGames in any way, but I do enjoy their pinball products. And while I was a very early adopter of the the Legends 4KP, I did not pick up the SSF kit at the original pre-order launch. Really didn't know what I was missing. Obviously, everybody talks about this thing as though it is incredibly awesome. But when you don't know what you're missing, you don't really care, quite frankly. And at a retail price of $400, it is a pricey investment. But I did have a chance to play it at Chicago Pinball Expo earlier this year with the SSF kit, and I enjoyed the upgrade. I thought it sounded good, it felt good, it definitely added to the immersion of a virtual pinball. And so at that point, I decided I was gonna get it. Unfortunately, I still personally don't feel it's worth $400. It is a good upgrade, I think, but still a bit on the pricey side. Thankfully, this past weekend for their pre-Thanksgiving sale, AtGames dropped the price to $299, which I do think is reasonable, $30 shipping. And so here we are. And what we're going to do, and I appreciate everybody joining us today, and I'm going to be watching the chat on a secondary screen here, so I may be a little behind you guys when I'm doing that. But we're just going to do the live install. I anticipate this to take somewhere between an hour and 3 hours, assuming we don't have any issues. It should go a lot faster. It doesn't seem like a difficult install in any way. As long as you're comfortable plugging in jumpers and things like that, you can work a screwdriver, you should be fine. We're going to step through it step by step. I've seen people say it's taken as long as 3 hours, which is why I say 1 to 3 hours. Dear Lord, I hope it doesn't come anywhere near that. Typically, it's recommended you have 2 people to help with this because there is a step when removing the screen that it would be helpful to have somebody hold it for you. I think we can work around that. I'm not too worried about that. Should I need a second person, I will deal with that. And appreciate you guys watching. I know some of you are also over there watching Cornercade, who also got his SSF kit today. I got mine yesterday, but so let's just get into it. And I'm going to start. And Biggie D, Carl O, Jason, thanks for stopping by. Calvin Wong, nice to see you. I saw Thumper Squid earlier. Tim York, Gamer Fridge, you guys, thanks for dropping by. Hopefully, we can get this going here pretty quick. And so let's just jump into it. Step 1 is going to be to remove these panels on the front that hold the back glass in. So I'm going to try to move some of these cameras around to give you better views of this stuff as we do it. So right away, we're removing this. Pretty simple, 3 screws. You're just going to, unscrew them. It's that obvious. And so, of course, once you remove these screws, you're going to want to keep track of them because you're going to need to put them back in place. You don't want to mix them up because all the screws are indeed different. And before we keep moving things around, let's give you a minute to take a look at what comes in the kit. So let's see, how are we going to do this? Over here, you have the subwoofer and the box. You also have your 4 exciters along here on the bottom, and you'll notice each one has a sticker that's color-coded and lettered, so it's easy to figure out which one goes in which spot. We have our amplifier and our power supply. It also includes these 4 cables for connecting up the SSF kit. You got a simple, this isn't instructions, this is just a list of parts. You got various screws that you'll need. You also have this safety cover for the power supply, and we'll get into that later. That is essentially everything that comes in the kit. I have a towel laid out here. I know a lot of people will use screw trays or plastic bags to keep your screws aligned. I like using a towel so they don't roll around. I can lay them down in order so that when I disassemble stuff, I can work backwards and know exactly what I'm getting into. Next step is to remove to throw things on the floor, obviously. So the next step is to remove these 2 side panels. And these are, of course, all holding in the glass and the screen. So we got to get all this stuff out of the way. And I don't think you guys really want to see that angle. All right, we'll just remove that one. And then we are going to come along this side and just grab this one. Alrighty, we've now freed that. So now we need to take off our control panel, which is right here, secured by 4 screws. So we'll just yank these. And now with those out of the way, we are going to remove the control panel. And there's going to be a couple wires on the bottom here. Hopefully you guys can see that. We got this one. We're just going to unplug that. And our control panel is free. So next up, we are going to remove the glass. And of course, you want to try to avoid getting any fingerprints, dust, anything like that on here. So I have a towel here to help us out. We'll just nudge this a little bit. It's helpful when you put it back together if you get your glass cleaner with you in order to, clean it off, but we are going to use this towel to hopefully keep it nice and safe. And remove that. And I've taken the glass and kind of moved it out of the way just to be sure no accidents befall it. And then we are going to remove these screws on the monitor here. And I'm just going to use a screwdriver for that because I'm not sure I can get down in there all the way. Come on, you. Any day now. How long is this screw? There we go. Midlight says this almost looks like his afternoon today. Dre Gott, how you doing? It's a glass, that's all I am worried about. Yes. Oh, rebuilding flippers, interesting. Yeah, so. It's a couple screws up here. And that ought to be fun to get out since I don't have a magnetic screwdriver. Come on. And this screwdriver is supposed to be ratcheting, but it is acting up. Did everybody see the news today? John D and Unico working together? That's interesting. I'm going to work my way around the table real quick. Hit this other one. And of course, one thing I didn't mention, obviously, make sure you unplug all this crap before the power before you start doing any of this. You don't want to obviously electrocute yourself or damage the table. There we go. Alrighty, now with our screen at least detached, we now need to lift the screen. So we're going to pull forward slightly, I believe. How do we do this? Lift up. Yeah, so lift up and should slide forward a bit. And then you're going to tilt it up on the side. And while we do that, reposition this a bit. Give you guys a view into here. hopefully. Let's see. All right, as we do this, there's going to be a wire here. There's an identical one at the top up here, which you can't see. And then there's our actual monitor cable, which is, right here. So first up, we're just going to unplug here. We'll just slide those out a bit. And I'm going to lay that off to the side so we can find it. Then we're going to do this one. And I'm going to do the same thing, but I know it's going to fall back in there. So I'll just hang it there. Now, when we come to this one, there is a latch. I'm trying to balance this a bit without dropping it. So hopefully you guys can see. And let's see. Where's our little latch? Should just... There, it flips up. And we're just going to pull that straight out. And going to pull that tape back. And now our screen playfield is free. And again, I'm going to use a towel to keep this thing from falling, getting dirty, etc., etc. Yeah, so once you lift the latch, pulling the monitor cable comes right out. Putting it back in may potentially be a challenge, of course, but now we have freed the inside of our pinball machine. And so you can see all those wonderful wires. I just wanted to check here real quick because I've had some rattling, so I wanted to make sure everything was attached. Yeah, so this is not attached, right? This is probably why I was having rattling noises. So the question is, where does this thing go? You guys, anybody in the chat recognizes this piece? I know it goes somewhere, but at least now I know why we had some rattling. We got bubble wrap in here. Like, come on, AtGames. Like, why is there empty bubble wrap just sitting in my table? Like, come on. Obviously, whoever assembled it didn't clean up after themselves. And now I got to figure out where this... Oh, maybe it does just sit there. It's magnetic. So, whatever. That's interesting because there's a lot of loose things all over. So again, if you know what that... yeah, there's obviously loose tape in here. I mean, it's like... It's a little concerning. Some of this stuff is just thrown around. You know, we got some more wires connected down here. Here's our screen cable. I want to kind of keep that out of the way. Probably just put it there for now. So, yeah. Interesting. So the next step, what we're going to do is take our standoffs and we are going to put those in place. And it looks like, you know, the standoffs are all the same. So they come labeled in the bag. So power supply board and amplifier standoffs. And they're all pre-drilled, so your holes are already in place. And all we'll need to do is basically just screw these in here as we look around here. Move some of these out of the way here. Always fun doing these, bending over, hunching over. All right, let's get you out of the way. I'm going to come around a bit. Hopefully you guys can see that. Boy, this is already doing a number on my back. Hey, way too fast for you. And John Jay, I'm getting anxiety watching him take the glass off. Wouldn't want to do that twice. Yeah, it's, is what it is. That's why I want to get this done once, and I'll never probably take it off again. But I will say it was very easy to come off, so it was kind of a daunting idea, but really not as difficult as you might think. All right, we have a lot of cables down here that we're going to need. So just checking those out. And they are, of course, labeled. So we are done with the standoffs. Let's see. These are our power supply and amplifier screws. But here's what I'm going to do. I've watched, of course, a couple other videos of people that have done this. And I'm going to wait, actually, to screw down some of these until we've got some of the more difficult connections in place, because there's very little room to maneuver at least a couple of the clips in. So if we don't have it, the power supply and the amplifier screwed all the way down, we can maneuver those, get the plugs in, and then tighten them and get them in place. And this is all fairly simple, right? You can't really put the boards in the wrong place because they line up with the posts. And there is our amplifier, and that's how it's going to sit with those jumpers facing us. And then now we get into the power supply. And before we drop this in place, I want to make sure I got it at the right. It's going to go like this. Is it? Says it is. Move. some of these things out of the way. And then we're dropping that power supply right there. You also have the power supply cover. That does need to go on, of course. But for now, just going to place it there because, like I said, I want to get some of these connections made before I start screwing this down. So next up is to connect that in cable. Ow, of course. That is this one. And so I wonder here if the little picture is backwards because there's no way you're getting this cable way over there. So we're going to rotate it, and then since we're doing that, we're just gonna that's clicked in place. All right, now we have it positioned where we can put our ground on, which is right here. Again, not a lot of room. I don't know what they're thinking here. So put that there. I ground it will fit if we get it out from this thing, and then it should fit in place. So, alrighty. So now I'm just going to screw down this piece because we have connected up our power supply. Hopefully you guys can see that somewhat. And yeah, first thing I want to do is bring the ground cable over. Just like that, the screw is in there. Come on. Very annoying. Oh. Damn it. Now I can see why some people had some issues with this. It's definitely hard to get these tiny ass screws lined up and in place. All right, did I? All right, I'm going to crank that down a bit because presumably these should, you know, have some vibration and shake in here. And now we just need to line up. The next bit. Oh, shit. Oh, AtGames. All right, I'm going to see if I got a magnetic screwdriver over here. Stop monkeying with all this other shit. Right tool for the job, right? When connecting the exciters up, I missed that. Let's see. Let's see. Hope all is going well. Enjoy watching the process. Blah, blah, blah. I'm probably in your way. Appreciate the super chat, Jason. And yeah, it's a joyous experience doing it live. But figured it would, I wanted to kind of make a video for it. And so doing it live is a little easier than editing this thing, obviously. But two, I want people to see all the problems you might run into, to have a more realistic view than a one edited down where it's makes it look super easy, barely an inconvenience. Problem is, some of these things don't, you know, could get lost very easily in there. And it is hard to see. All right, that one's in place. Got one more, and the power supply is locked down. And then we should be able to also lock down the amplifier, because all of those plugs are straight up and down, so it should be easier to All right, where are you at, hole? Very much blind. I can't see where the holes are. There we go. All right, that's in there. Hopefully good enough that we're not going to hear rattling or noises. Nothing would be more irritating than getting all these screws and stuff in and then, you know, having to hear rattling and noise. Let's see here. Where can I leave my little cheat sheet? And of course, this one does not have a protective cover, so it's going to be much easier to see what the hell we're doing and get it on there. So as you can see, it's not, not horribly difficult. If you can follow some simple directions, all the holes are drilled for you. All the cables are labeled for you. Just take your time. Double check what you're doing. And really, you know, don't lose the little screws like I just did. You'll never find them in here. They're, of course, gave us black screws and the whole inside is black. So easy to lose them. But like I said, the big problem I heard from people was plugging in that power jumper into the power supply, because people are installing, the instructions say to, of course, screw down that power supply first. And I gotta say, you do that and it would make it extremely hard to get in there between that other piece. And I think I'm screwing this down crooked and it's stripping it. Come on. There we go. Definitely did not go in there right, but it is locked in there, whatever. So there's that. Next up, I believe it's time to install the exciters. And so these are labeled D, E, F, and G. So you're just going to start with the alphabet, right? That's G. This green one's got to be D. And so green, it's color-coded. You've got color-coded stickers inside the cab. You can see here orange. That orange is the E. Green is D, which is over here. Let's see. So you can see green right here. We have yellow up at the top, which is going to be your F, I believe. Yep. And then G is the white one that is right down here. So fairly simple. I mean, like I said, they've hat tip to AtGames for going through here, putting all the pieces in place, labeling things, color coding them. You couldn't really kind of make these easier from that standpoint. They really have done a great job of trying to make this as error-proof as possible. Having said that, with my luck, none of this stuff is going to work, but we will see. All right, we're going to unfurl this, and what you're going to see here is there's tape on the back here that gives you an adhesive backing to stick the exciter onto the side, and then you'll have some screws that you can then bolt it down in place. And we have a whole pile of those screws in here somewhere, right here. And so we are going to install this like this. Well, if I can move my hand, with the cord down and this pressed up against the cab. So I'm going to grab a few screws here. Make sure the screw will work. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I know that's probably making things dizzy as I move this stuff around constantly. So D is this up close one right here. And I'm going to put these nicely in that little grill spot. And I'm going to pull the sticker off and see if we can line up these holes. With the holes lined up, it should just go right on there. Again, man, you have sausage fingers. All right, where are you? And so because the adhesive is on there, it's covers the hole, so you're really going to have to put some pressure and torque that down so that it slides into the breaks through the adhesive and gets into the pre-drilled holes. Let me grab more of the screws. We'll just grab the bag here. Might as well grab the rest of these. Nice to have a little area to work in, I guess. And so I still need two more screws on this D one. Have no idea how I'm doing on time. It would be nice to be able to get this done in a decent amount of time. So far, so pretty smooth. All right, with D in place, I'm going to move up here to F. Since I'm on this side, that will be the easiest. Yep, always double check those connections. We'll drop that down there. Let's line us up some holes. I think I got it. Yeah, because nothing will be worse than missing the alignment of the hole with that adhesive on there. Which I may have just done. This one is not, does not want to catch. So that's interesting. Well, that one's in there. Whew. Hunched over at these weird angles definitely is not fun. Come on. Can't tell if go to the other side and see if I can get a better angle on this. Come on, where are you, hole? Man. Cut away some of that adhesive so I can there we go. Alrighty. Much easier when you actually get it lined up. So save yourself some hassle. Pay a lot of attention to how you're lining up that adhesive before you come on. I think I'm gonna move to the other side again. This is annoying. It's very hard to work with some of these bars and things that are in our way. Alrighty. One last annoying screw on this side. All right, that one is locked in place. Let's see. There's that. Where's our... Here you are. All right. Now we're going to go for the E right across the way. Could be down there in this corner. Yes, it is indeed a rat's nest, but it's an organized rat's nest, if you can believe that. This is, of course, the most convoluted area, but as long as it works. There are units that arrived with loose speakers. Indeed, there was. And other items from shipping process. Yep. You're getting anxiety from watching. Wouldn't want to do that twice. Yeah, it's really not that difficult. So again, you know, being a large feller, it's a little more difficult to get around some of these. Just gonna loosely put that on there this time. As soon as I figure out what I did with my screwdriver. All right, dagnabbit. All right, what's the deal with this one? It's like the hole is not... What the hell? All right. So that's a little tip. Just push one of the screws through the adhesive and then use that to line up, say, like the upper right hole, and then just get the screw started. Then push a screw through the bottom hole, line that up, and then get it started. And now all your holes should line up, and it should be way easier to screw the rest on, saving you a lot of time and aggravation. Too bad I didn't use my brain and figure that out until there's only one left. But is what it is. Alrighty. 3 down, 1 to go. We're in the home stretch. And we just got to put the box in and wire this bad boy up. It's getting a little warm. Doing all this manual labor. Yes, the back is little tweaked right now, but not too bad. And hopefully this is really the most painful part, I think, because being hunched over trying to screw all this stuff in. Poke you through. Poke you through. This would definitely be easier if I had the screwdriver in my hand. And then much faster and easier doing it that way. So definitely take that tip to the bank too. So 2 tips. Don't screw the power supply down until you've plugged the one cable in there that needs to be plugged in. And then 2, punch your screws through the holes in the exciter where the thing are. Just do 2 of them so you can line those up. And then the other 2 will just go right in like butter. You'll save yourself a ton of time and effort. All right, let's clean up our mess in here. We got our D, we got our E. Where did our, we got our F and our G. Kicking this thing all over the place. I think next up we're going to be on to the sub. Where's our subwoofer screws? Right there. There's quite a few of them. Of course, here's our lovely subwoofer kit. It's nice and taped together like it's going to be at Fort Knox. And we see on the back of the subwoofer, there's some instructions on there. I don't know that you technically need that. And we are going to, let's just go this way. Oh, I did leave some debris and tools behind, which I thought I just cleaned that up. That's what you get for thinking. Some of this out of the way. And make sure we have our orange, our green, this thing which goes into the monitor. Alrighty. So we should be able to make sure this cable H is hanging out. Come on, H. I'm gonna use this to hopefully keep our screws on so they won't roll away. And let's line up some holes. This one, obviously, subwoofer, I would make sure you got that one nice and secure. There's a pad on the bottom, which should leave you plenty of cushion and control that, keep that sound and air in there, but allow you to really crank down on this so you can make sure it's not going to work itself loose. One more screw on this side. All right, we're getting there. 3 more screws to go, and then all that's left is connections. Oh. Hey, Ray, and Jason says, thanks for the super chat. Or that's the old super chat, isn't it? Or is you doing big balls and stuff again? I don't know why maybe the texts aren't refreshing or something. Yeah, that's it. The chats weren't refreshing. It was locked on there. Hey, Carlo, it says, mine out. I have a real nice computer just for this sort of thing. You know, what's really dust bunnies. Yep. A lot more movement. Whew. Yeah, hard to see on the little tiny screen I'm looking at there. Stop reading chats and get back to work. Indeed. Indeed. All right. All our screwing is done, at least related to this table, I should say. There is our organized mess. Let's start wiring things up. All right. We got to go L to M. Here's our L. Here's our M. M is in place. Now, which one of you is L? L is right here, and you got ribbon cables in the way and everything else. Ow! Stabbed myself. All right, that's in there, hopefully. It's really hard to tell if you got the right direction. Hopefully those USB in there are the right way. Then we need to find B. And presumably these only go one direction, right? Shit. All right, AtGames. B, connect amplifier board, plug volt, and power amplifier board to CN2 with 8 pins. You wired these different. So I'd imagine if I flip them around, it's going to like screw things up. Shit. Okay, this shows be like this on this board. Which means this can only go one way. All right, you're in there. Now C is going to be the same thing. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Basically, I'm getting these 8-pin connectors, and this is a 6-pin or whatever. I'm gonna realize but that just pops into place. The reds go towards the back of the cabinet on this end, and then that should just line up the other ones auto magically, because there's only one way you can really put those in there. All right. Now we're going to connect up F, G, and D, and E. So this is G, and G is going to be right here. Which means E is all the way on this end. And F is our first one. And that means you're this one. All right, our exciters are plugged in. Are you excited for our exciters? What is the cable coming off the subwoofer? That's H. Okay. We got H should be up there. There's H. And this is the cable that presumably goes into the first cable connection need to be disconnected first before the I connection can be connect the two 4 pins. Okay. 4 cable disconnected. That may be... believe that's in the back. So one step I have not done yet is got to remove the back from the back box. So we're going to do that real quick. One more. Okay, with that removed, we have to unplug the 4. All right, I assume probably means 4 needs to go back down in the hole, but we'll figure that out in a second. Oops. Well, that was fun. I just pushed it down in there, and now I don't know where it went. All right, so we disconnected the 4. It says, feed into the base as if 4 will no longer be used. The first 4 cable connections need to be disconnected first before the I connection can connect to 4. So I'm pretty sure this one will go on there in a second. I need to J and K, just like this. Dang it. All right, I'm gonna feed that under, I assume. Come on, where's my fingers? Okay. Oh, dang it. Damn. Pushed it through and then it fell off. Oh. And then all right. That should all be now connected. As I throw the keys around, we'll deal with those in a minute. But we can put the back box back on. Of course, I put the screws for the back box way over here. We're back to assembly. Damn it. Getting very close. Alrighty, just need to double check I got everything connected in there. I'm pretty sure I do. What is O and P? Let's see. Okay, those are just the plugging the screen back in. Doesn't look like you need to unplug them. It's just, for some reason, shows those in the wiring diagram as if you took it apart. Well, I think that's all of it. All right, so screen is next. Let's see if we can get that thing back into place. We're about 10 minutes away from James pulling a Tyson butt shot. Indeed, indeed, indeed. All right. We're going to hopefully not destroy our backlight here. We're going to do that one last. Let's hopefully get this one right. trying to line that puppy up to go in that little ribbon without just trying to just, oh shit. Come on, slide in there. Really cannot tell if I'm getting it in there or not. Jesus. It's just the light is blocked. I really cannot tell. All right, you stupid cable. Get in your home. Seriously. All right, what's the deal? Just slide in so I can lock you down. This is a ridiculous connection here. Trying to be super careful. Would have been nice if they lifted it just slightly up off the... Damn it. Oh, this is fun. I just can't get it to slide into the bracket. I don't want to press too hard and damage the damn thing. Just does not want to go down in there. Fuck. This is very, very fucking frustrating. Come on. Shit. Well, now how do I know what the hell's the right direction? I don't suppose you guys got any pearls of wisdom as how you tell what's the right way on this. All right, this is showing the white dot on the outside. So that could be half the problem. Yay. All right, that was loads of fun. All right, that one's plugged in. And then our last one. Yay, screen's done. Now I can screw it down. Slowly but surely. So, mental note, white dot goes on the outside when you're putting the cable back on the screen, because it's not clear. And we're just going to work our screws the opposite direction of how we disassembled. Gonna leave that white cord where we can get to it, because we will need that. I'm all sweaty and gross. All right, the last anxiety-ridden piece. We got to put our glass back. And I'm super sweaty, so I got to be super careful not to get anything on this thing. All right. Get any dust off. Excellent. We've avoided getting any dust on the inside, though we got plenty on the outside. Our handy dandy control panel to finish this up. We will drop this in place. Curious. Wonder if the glass needs to come down just a little. There we go. My OCD, I got to get it like lined up perfectly. And so I'm going to wait to put the rails back on because we don't need those to fire this thing up and test it. Probably don't need these either, but I'm going to put them on just in case. And the back is doing all right now. I get to not be hunched over so much. And I'll come back, and before I put those rails on, I'm going to hit this with some cleaner. But we don't need to do that just yet. All right. All right, it's the moment of truth. We've got lights. We've got a pinball machine booting up. We've got sound. So that is step one. So what are we on the clock? 9:10. So it took what, an hour and 50 minutes, an hour and 40 minutes? Not horrible. Yeah, I got glare because I got all these lights so that I could see inside the table zero. It's I've got an overhead light, 2 studio lights pointed at this thing. As you can see, if I like turn this out of the way, turn this a bit, I still have that overhead light, but there, hopefully that looks a little better. But let's get in the settings here. No. All right. Is it in here? It is not. Controller settings. Let's see. SSF settings. Here we go. And I hit the wrong button. Well, that's... How do you test this thing? All right, where's that whole like This is the sound on the left-hand side. Need that. Come on. All right, you dumb thing. Any AtGames genius in there? Sometimes the sub doesn't sound great in the test. Well, I can't even find where the test is. So if one of you guys knows where the health check. Yep, there we go. Yeah, that's a good place to hide it.
On the left front speaker. This is my voice on the left-hand side. This is my voice on the left side speaker. This is my voice on the left-hand side. This is my voice on the left rear speaker. This is my voice on the left-hand side. This is my voice on the right front speaker. This is my voice on the right-hand side. This is my voice on the right side speaker.
It's working.
This is my voice on the right-hand side. This is my voice on the right rear speaker. This is my voice on the right-hand side.
Yeah, you're right, Jason. You can just barely hear that
This is my voice coming from the left and right front speaker. This is my voice.
It's working. What do you know? Let's play some Monster Bash.
The creatures of the night. What music they make!
Wow, it really
I hope this monster is as studly as you.
Cranked up like that. I can actually feel the vibration of the ball. That is crazy.
You won't like me when I'm James. I'm starting to itch, I'm La la, all the other girls will be carrying with me.
Take me for a walk! That's my brother!
La la, whoops.
This is pretty. It's weird because I played it obviously at Pinball Expo and it did not feel like this. Maybe because it wasn't cranked up all the way.
This one has nice skin.
Ah. Anyway, I'll turn that down a bit. So I am very, very pleased at not only how easy that install was, but the outcome. Like I said, I only experienced this thing at Pinball Expo, and it sounded cool in there. Like I could tell it was good. But man, it cranked up like I did. I could literally feel the ball rolling up and down the table. And when I looked at that or listened to it at Pinball Expo, you could hear the sound coming out the different areas and stuff, but you couldn't feel that ball. So I don't know if they just didn't have it up loud enough or it was the other things, but you can literally feel the vibration of the ball moving down. I can't explain it. It shouldn't even work like that because I guess it's those exciters vibrating or something. But if they're just little speakers, you would think, it's just the area sound like most, 7.2 or, kits. But I'll be damned if it really doesn't feel like the ball is moving, moving down the table. Yeah. So, I have to say, I've been on the other side hearing people talk about the SSF kit and being like, I don't know any different. I'm enjoying this table. I'm having fun with it. But man, just that playing right there is like 1,000 times better. Like, I don't know. I wish I wouldn't have waited so long. It was, I'll exit out of this because I see Jason in there saying play Battlestar Galactica, which to be honest, I have never played yet. So let's go over there and hit that. But it's every bit as good as the hype. And in my opinion, it's probably better than the hype. As a skeptic who really didn't think it was going to be worth the money, who didn't, like I said, I didn't know what I was missing, didn't really care, didn't said, hey, this thing is great without it. But I'll be damned. It's like I said, I can't say enough. It's like 1,000,000 times better with that SSF kit. It is night and day difference. Being able to feel the ball rolling around really adds to the the immersion. Like it really shocked me how
Moments ago, this ship received word of a Cylon attack.
So I'm going to crank it up a little bit.
Underway. How? Why?
And then let's move this back here. So
What does matter is that as of this moment, we are at war.
get you a little better view. This is, like I said, well, I've not played this table, so forgive me if I don't know what I'm doing.
Sometimes you have to roll the hard stakes.
Well, that was fast.
So say we all.
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. The sound is great on this one. Like, you can really, it's really making good use of the different speakers.
Sometimes you have to roll the hard stakes. I'm looking for options. You've got one.
Thank you, Captain Apollo, for saving our collective assets.
I want to see all recon material on hold immediately in my quarters.
This is crazy. Like, it is so much better.
You want to shoot? Go on. You know the computer. I'm proud to serve with you.
What are you doing?
Well, now I know I'm basically going to spend
Sometimes you have to roll the hard.
some time reconfiguring
So say we all.
my VPX to output that surround sound, because I want to play
To survive.
Iron Maiden with this SSF kit in there.
Then that's it.
Oh, I'm game over already. But like I said, I've never played that table. Wasn't paying too much attention. But let's log in our crappy score so I don't have to do it again. Yeah, I mean, wow. Yeah, it's pretty damn impressive. AtGames may hate James because James is very critical of AtGames' horrible looking Jurassic Park and some of the other decisions they've made. But, you know, it was honest criticism. I've said how much I like this table from the beginning. When they fix the lag, it plays great. I'm sure there's virtual pinball experts that think the lag is, you know, not great enough, but I don't know how you could get it any better. It's very good, especially jumping from real tables to this. It's decent. It's right there. And I get, you know, I've been just as critical about them not being upfront about some of these tables not playing at 4K. But as we recently saw, they've added that to the notes, you know, on their website. So as you look at each table, if you dig into the notes of those tables, it does say, you know, 1440p or whatever. So that, you know, as far as I'm concerned, they've done what they needed to do to disclose to consumers. So between those two things, like, you know, I'm very happy with this table. And now with the SSF kit, it's out of this world. So what I said about the $400 when I started the stream, I didn't think $400 retail is worth it. I'm eating those words right now, having really experienced this for the first time. It's totally worth it. And so if you can get your hands on it for $300, man, that's a bargain, because it's God damn, it is. I'm somewhat speechless. It's a must experience with it cranked up, so you can feel that ball moving around. It's goddamn good. Try a shitty Gottlieb table to see if it improves the experience. Yeah, let's. You know what? I don't think I have any Gottlieb tables on this one because I own them all on the HD and I never rebought them. That's the other thing, damn it, is I'm now actually tempted to rebuy some of those. Yeah, I mean, I could try like one of these natural history ones, or one of these other, there's Frontline, one of these other Magic Pixel tables, but I don't think I have any of the Gottlieb ones on here. That's a Zachariah one, isn't it? Yeah, let's just do the Zachariah table. I'm not a fan of those, but at least we know it's gonna work.
House of Diamonds.
House of Diamonds. All right. Whoops. Whoop.
I'll call.
Ah. Come on.
Combo.
Yeah, I really dig the way it sounds as it hits the back. I mean, obviously you can feel it rolling down the table, but when it's hitting the back, you know, you've got that different, it just sounds right. Love the sound of the ball dropping down in there too. That's really cool. Oh, come on. My brain's got to work faster than that. Just listening, not doing much talking, so I can kind of take in the sound and everything.
Combo. Ball save is active. Mastercard.
Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking to myself about, you know, this whole experience. And God damn it. Would you let the ball go away? I let it drain on purpose.
Ball save is active.
Hurry up.
Combo. Royal card.
I really do hate the voices in these tables.
2 million. Ball save is active.
God, get up there. Oh,
Come on, go.
seriously.
Take back. Wild card.
There we go. All right. So I said I was thinking about this, right? Like as I was playing, and get some light over here. Look at all that sweat. Yuck. So what did I do? Hopefully you guys can still see me without all this sweat. It's you can look up there. So so what I would say, right, as I think about this, I'm tempted to say, like, AtGames should not even sell these things without the SSF kit. Like, I totally get what they're doing, trying to get the price down, but it is a completely different experience, totally different. And it is night and day. And so all I will say is, if you guys are thinking about it and you're considering the lower cost, I get how expensive these tables are. But my recommendation was, if you're holding off now and considering that the $1,100 starter edition from China, just save up an extra $300 or $400 or whatever it is. I know it's probably more than that, but the save up to the one that comes with the SSF kit. You won't be sorry. I'm telling you, it's worth the wait if you do that. It's I didn't do it. I didn't know what I was missing, so it was fine. But my satisfaction with this table went from, on a scale of 10, like a 7 or an 8, to like an 11 or a 12. Like, I'm thrilled with this. I just want to jump into it and play all these tables over and over again. I can see why Chaotic has been obsessed with this for as much as he has. I want to go fire up my VPX, and I have Guns N' Roses and Iron Maiden Legacy of the Beast on here, and I just want to hear that shit cranked up to as high as I can get it and shake the house. And I'm super excited. So I appreciate everybody joining tonight. I know it's been a long stream, couple of hours going through this. I hope if you're watching this on a replay, maybe doing this, following along, it's not exactly a tutorial, but hopefully the couple tips that, as I tripped through these and found some of these things, help you out. Really, again, guys, really appreciate you guys stopping by, as I said. And it's going to be hard for me to do my outro just this second, so I got to go move over here real quick so I can get over to a computer. But like I said, guys, I am super thrilled. And AtGames may hate James, but James does not hate AtGames. So there's something I don't hate, guys. This 4KP with the SSF kit is a win. I'm so glad I did this. This definitely makes this the home arcade product of the year for me by far. I mean, I was already going to say this table would have been in that category for 2024, but that's mainly because nothing else came out. This might now be my absolute favorite thing in my arcade. It is quite the experience, and I can't wait to spend a hell of a lot more time with it. And as the chat has been talking about, South Park comes out in 2 days, so can't wait for that.